Hello there. Welcome to the second episode of the Freedom Podcast. I'm still your host, Victor. Today, I want us to talk about a topic. You don't have to be perfect. Yeah. You don't have to be perfect. That's what I'm here to tell you today. You can get started just the way you are. And I'm not trying to say in no way that striving for perfection or excellence is not needed. But you don't need to be at the point of perfection to initiate action, to get started on whatever it is that God has planned for you to do, or whatever God has put in your heart to do, that goal that you're chasing, or that dream that you want to pursue in some distant future. Maybe when you travel to another country, or maybe when you get a degree, or maybe when you kind of look better, you can start the way you are, you can start where you are, and just for the fact that you have started makes it even more easier because you begin to make mistakes early and you learn early ways to do things and ways not to do these things. So it's important that you know that God does not expect perfection from any of us. In fact, God knows that we are not perfect and that we can never be perfect as long as we're still in this body, in this fleshly body. We always fall short, and we will always keep falling short of who He intends us to be until He has made us perfect. But we ourselves cannot make ourselves perfect. All we can keep doing is consume things that help us grow. Like when we eat food, we consume products, we consume, plants, animals to help our physical body grow. So in a sense too, whatever we consume, both on social media, the videos we watch, the kind of music we listen to, the content, the podcasts we listen to, everything in a sense is consuming. So we either consume things that kill us or things that help us grow. So all I'm trying to say is that what you can do right now is consume anything that helps you grow. Books, podcasts, seminars, whatever. Consume those things that help you grow, but get started where you are right now, because there is never a perfect time to start anything if it's not now. You say, okay, I'll start tomorrow. What if you don't see tomorrow? I'm not saying you're gonna die today, but what if? None of us know tomorrow. None of us have tomorrow promised to us. All we have is now. Tomorrow is an illusion. Tomorrow is an illusion, because when tomorrow comes, okay, let's say today's Tuesday. If tomorrow being Wednesday comes, and Wednesday becomes the new today, and you ask me, I need that thing today, I tell you tomorrow. You notice that tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. The only real day is today that I'm talking to you. Okay? So if you really have something that you want to do, get started right now. You may not even know where to begin. Well, you can begin by writing that thing down if it just came to mind. You can begin looking up videos of people who have done this thing before. Sometimes you don't even need to do all of that. Just get started, honestly, because looking up all of those things sometimes, and you see how well packaged or well decorated, or per se, that the people you're looking at have become, and you look at yourself from the lens of what you have seen them do, you may see yourself as inadequate. But bro, however you all get started, nobody's coming to pursue you. Nobody's coming to chase you out of the thing and then say, don't do this thing, that you're not qualified for this thing. Getting started encourages you not to give up, because you're already committed to that course. But when you've not started, there is a chance that you may never get to do that thing again, because you may begin to overthink it. And after a while of overthinking this thing, and maybe those things that you've been waiting for, that made you wait, those things you've been waiting for to become perfect and have not become perfect, maybe 5 years from now, those things have not yet happened. It's been a long time. The human mind gets tired of waiting so long. So you can just put these things off and say, maybe that thing was not really meant for me. It was just some silly thoughts that came to mind. Meanwhile, it might not have been. So I'm not trying to throw away the place for patience or the place of patience in the journey of life. I'm just trying to encourage you to get started the way you are. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, perfect is a trick word, if I can use it. Perfect is a trick word. You cannot be perfect in every way. You cannot be. You must have areas of you where you're incapable of doing certain things in certain ways, but there are areas where you also have great capacity to do things. So you don't focus on your incapacities. You don't focus on the things that you don't know how to do, or your weaknesses, on the things that you find difficult at the moment doing. You don't put your focus on those things. You know that you really want to do this thing. You know that God has really been putting this thing on your heart to do. Then you get started doing it. I decided to put a face to this podcast on this second episode because a friend asked me to put a face to the podcast. I wasn't actually prepared to put a face to the podcast because I didn't have all the necessary equipment to do that. And also I noticed that it was kind of boring, listening to someone that you cannot see. So I decided to do it anyway. I had recorded this podcast, this second episode, the audio, before my friend told me to put a face to the podcast. So because I don't write these things down, what I'm saying right now is probably different from what I said when I recorded the second episode the first time. So what I'm trying to say is just get started. So I just started making video content on these episodes. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I've started it. And I'm going to keep putting out video content on this podcast because I cannot wait till everything is perfect to get started. I'm talking to you and I'm also talking to myself because it's a journey. We're all on this journey together. We are learning from everything that we consume or from everything that we hear or see. We're learning from each other. It's just like the Bible said, iron sharpens iron. Somebody might be watching this video right now. And the person needs just to hear one word. And this one word might be get started, Maybe God has been speaking to you and you've not been listening, or you've been hearing and you thought it was your mind telling you, well, take it from a guy who's not perfect. Yes, take it from me. Get started right now. If you want to pursue a business, you want to start a business, and you're doing a job that you do not like, and the job is kind of depriving you of your joy. I don't want to go too deep into this thing. I'm not asking you to quit your job, but while you're still working the job that you don't like, you can start putting ideas down. Start making initial arrangements. Save up some money, register the business, get started however you can, in what capacity you can do at the moment. Then as you progress, you'll be able to leave that job that you're doing that is not favorable at the moment. But if you do not get started and you keep waiting for the perfect time to leave the job and go start the business after, will the job ever pay you enough to stack up the big bag you're looking for to leave the job and go start a business? That's not true. The people who employed you to do the job for them know that you're valuable to them, and they will never want you to leave and become independent. This is the truth. This is the truth. They will never want you to leave their job because you're helping them pursue their own dream. So if you also want to pursue your own dream, you have to start scheming. Even while you're on the job, you have to start scheming. You have to start plotting. Do the things that you need to do. Yeah, the transition will be hard, but it's easier to transit when you plan. It's easier to transit to get started while you're still doing the other thing. But you don't have to always wait. Some people may be on a place like right now. You may be at a place when you can just quit the job. This message might be for you at a time in your life when you can just quit that job and take it as a sign to go get started on whatever it is for you. If you feel that you're in that place where you can do something as drastic as that, and get started on whatever it is that you want to do with your life, fine, that's good. Do it. But if you're not ready, I'm not asking you to, Do something that will alter the balance you have in your life. I'm only asking you to get started in some way. It's just like they say, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. If you have not taken that single step, then you have not started that journey at all. Even though you have conceived in your heart that you need to get to Jamaica, for instance, you know that you need to get to Jamaica. There's something good is waiting for you there in Jamaica. If you don't take a step, how will you ever get to Jamaica? The first step may be to get up from this seat that I'm sitting right now. Get up. Get out the door. That's the first step. That's for instance. So the moral of this episode is you don't have to wait till everything is rosy. You don't have to wait till everything is perfect to get started. Just get started where you are with the resources that you have, and things will work themselves out on the way. Because waiting for the perfect time to start, the perfect time may never come, and you may end up wasting the potential that God has given you to make a difference in the life of somebody else out there. So my encouragement to you today is get started, bro. Get started, sis. Wherever you are, however you are, with the resources you have, get started. And don't compare yourself with people. This is your first step. When you're comparing yourself with someone who has taken their 100th step, you will give up. You will become bitter. You'll become incapacitated also. So it's your journey. Learn, consume things that help you grow, and keep moving. But by all means, get started. Don't wait till everything is perfect. That's just everything I want to tell you today. Do not wait till everything is perfect before you get started. Things will never be perfect. That is just the truth. It's a lie we tell ourselves. Things will never be perfect, but things will get better. Nothing is ever the same. Nothing ever stays the same. Things will get better or worse. But perfect? Nah. Things will never get perfect until Jesus comes back and makes all things perfect. It's clearly stated in the Bible, if you can read it for yourself. So just know the truth there. Things will never be perfect. Right here, right now. No. Get started today and do the thing that matters to you. And I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in again on this episode, the episode 2 of the Freedom Podcast. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to get started. You can start just here, just the way you are. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Bye.